Alright everybody, hello, welcome, I'm back. I've decided to mix things up a little bit. Instead of doing more Sonic, and I'm not going to do Minecraft for a while because I want to wait for 1.13, so I've decided I'm going to do some Cannon Brawl. This is an old game, I think it's like 2010 almost. It's been forever since I've played it, and I know it's not very popular on YouTube, so maybe I can spark some interest. There's Adventure and AI battles. I'll start with Adventure, and you'll notice I've pretty much finished the game. Like, there isn't too much left. I got almost all of the stars and everything. Basically, this game is like a 2D tower defense, and basically the best way to show it is to actually play. So we'll just play. First, imagine a great kingdom. Now imagine conflict. The king's jealous brother wants to start a war. He demands for the throne himself. Things are looking grim for the good king, but the daughter, an airship pilot, can help. And that's where we come in. Princess, your evil uncle has defeated me in battle. I'll bring you something we can use to fight back, but for now it's time to learn about the war economy. Use your airship to build up your economy. Not every game starts with your ship docked like this. Usually you start up here by your castle. And this is very tutorial mode. So all the controls are shown, which is nice. So Y would be skip cutscene and A is next. Also, I'm using a controller. So basically, if you put a mine or a bank on a gold deposit, you'll get money from it. See, this is a mine. B is cancel. And then you use these balloons to expand, and it tells you here where you can place them. And there's multiple balloons. There's platforms which allow you to place things on the platforms. And then there's these regular balloons which just have a decent hip, and then there's this, I call them clocks, but they're called accelerators. And what they do is they decrease the amount of time a tower weapon needs to have to reload. There's no reload time for mines or accelerators. Ooh, he's back. Nice entrance. Cannon. Reminds me of Age of Empires. Wow, so easy. That was so easy. Homeland invasion. Minion. I'm fighting the minion. Now I have to destroy his enemy castle, and we're blue and he's red, and you'll almost always be like that. Now, here's my tower. It costs 45 gold, and you can see my gold up there in the top left. Now that I have the cannon, I can place it. And to interact, you press A, aim with the joystick. A is fire, B is leave, and I think it's Y is upgrade. And the towers have 3 levels of upgrades. But for now, there are no upgrades. Also, holding B to sell. Well, I wouldn't do that though, because I don't need to sell. And I don't think they'll let me upgrade either. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't played the single player campaign in ages, because the multiplayer aspect is a lot more popular. And don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of people online playing this game, but it's just not as popular as it used to be when it first came out. Nothing there. Alright, and you can see here the areas where our territory meet, there are X's. That means no one can build there, which is a very good way to block your opponent. And there are many towers, and each tower does its own damage. My parents call this game Rainbows, because there's so many, like, pretty sound effects and visuals. It's hilarious. Not really. To me, this is just another game. But yeah, before you actually get any good towers in the campaign, it starts out very slowly. I would build more cannons, but I can't. Well, I guess I can plop one here. Oh, and for those of you that like playing really difficult games, there are like, I think 5 levels of difficulty for this game, for the AI, in a versus AI mode. This is campaign. But versus AI mode, there's an insane difficulty, which is very difficult. And I got all 3 medals. That wasn't very hard. And you can see under each level, there are little medal pictures right where I'm standing now. And that's how many medals you get. And you can see I have almost all of them for this campaign, except this one is missing a few. But then there's these missions stranded out in the middle of nowhere, which are basically just solve it in this many moves. Alright. Level 3. He's got shields. They block shots but let your own through. You can shoot around the shields. They prove useful in campaign. In multiplayer against real people, I find that shields can be useless sometimes. You're much better off using regeneration towers to heal yourself. Because when you're playing against a real person, they hound down on you so much, the shield's maximum, I think, of 4 layers does absolutely nothing to protect you. You're just sort of left sitting there with shield towers that aren't doing anything. They don't earn you money, they just, you see, I'm hitting him so much, his shield is not doing anything, and he's got to reset it manually, so you got to come over here and reset up the shield whenever it goes down. And it's down. But of course this is fairly easy AI, and I upgrade with Y. Upgraded shots do more damage. There are 3 tiers of upgrades, nothing too fancy. I should also mention every character that you play as has their own ability. The princess, it slightly decreases the time needed for a tower to reload, so it's like a baby accelerator. And then Minion, which is the guy I'm fighting now, he does more damage to terrain, so if you watch this shot, it creates a pretty decent chunk of land, you know. But then if I do the same shot, like, it doesn't do as much damage to the ground. And doing damage to the ground can be a way to win, because in this game, towers take fall damage, which means, oh, I guess I skipped a cutscene. So what that means then is if I were to shoot the ground underneath this tower, it would fall to the ocean and die, because you can fall into the ocean and die. I wanna upgrade that tower. Also, if a tower dies from falling damage, it lands on another tower. So if this shield were to fall into this tower, it would break this tower as well, because that tower receives damage from being dropped on. So let's see if I can do that here. There you go. Well, he didn't really take that much damage, unfortunately. It wasn't a very big fall, and the tower that hit him already had lost most of its health. But then if I drop this tower into the water, it blows up. And you can do that with the castle as well. So if I were to get rid of all the land underneath the castle, it could totally fall all the way to the ocean and die. And that's a very satisfying way to kill someone, because it's sort of just like, ha ha ha, you suck, I win. Taunt, taunt. So these cannon towers that I'm using are some of the strongest towers in the game, and they're very early game as well, though. They're cheap as well, which is nice, but they're very limited. They have good range, but you can't really hit your target very easily with these, because it's a 1 missile. So sometimes I like to use other towers. I got 3 stars. It makes the noise, which is nice. Missiles defended. Alright. This is the fun one. Oh, see, now here's the prince. What he does is he heals your towers, but he stands nearby. But I don't actually have him. He's held prisoner. So I've got to break him free, because you can see... Not really, actually. Whatever. But in some of the levels, you can see the person sitting in a cage. I guess I'm upgrading. Alright, I got shields. Also, every time a new weapon airs in a battle, you get it after you beat the battle. So I'll slowly unlock everything as I go. And there's also a Nightmare Mode campaign, which is basically just the hard mode of the campaign, where you start with all weapons unlocked. It's very fun compared to a regular campaign. Dead. I just wish these balloons didn't cost so much sometimes. Okay. Also, the enemy will always shoot for your closest available towers. So he won't shoot for my mine, but he will go for my cannon, because that's the closest available tower. In the bottom right corner there, you'll see it's got the 3 medals on the screen. And that's basically just showing my progress, saying this is how much you have to go. So it says right now I will get the medal for actions per minute, but the success and speed will not, because I have yet to do that. But basically, the actions per minute is saying you are currently maintaining this speed of gameplay. If you keep that speed up, you will win. And actions per minute is just described as interacting with towers and things. So if I just sit here and wait for this, my actions per minute will go down. So the best way to keep your actions per minute up is to just constantly build. And when your enemy keeps destroying your towers, that's not too hard. I'm gonna build a shield here. And I just prevented him from ever getting that gold. See, the one thing shields do come in handy for, though, there's a weapon called a nuke in this game. And you have to basically destroy the nuke before it gets to you, and the nukes have health. And the health gets depleted as you shoot it down. And the more health it has, the more damage it does when it hits its target. Its target can change if the target it was aiming for gets destroyed before it reaches it. Which means you've got to defend your castle with all your might whenever anyone launches a nuke. And you can use shields. If a nuke hits a shield, it will destroy all layers of the shield, but will take damage, which is very, very useful. Upgrade! I can't wait till I get accelerators. Also, there are bosses in this game. They are very interesting to watch. I need to upgrade this tower, otherwise he's useless. There goes the bank. It's not really a bank. I haven't got banks yet. Banks are very late game in this game. Also, I'm using my controller for this. I like using the controller, but I'm still not used to it. I didn't even think I hit his castle. Boom. Alright, I got the prince who can repair things. I hope this isn't too loud, because I spent a long time making sure that my volume was good. Oh look, see, there's a guy in the cage down there. I think that's the driller. And also now I get to choose my pilot. Funny thing is, I already have everyone unlocked, so... Princess, cooldown times are 15% shorter. The prince heals the nearest buildings to the airship for 6 hit every 10 seconds. Driller, who I'm rescuing now, breaks a hole in the ground whenever you use your ability, which I believe is X. And it has a recharge time of 75 seconds. Minion increases damage to terrain and reduces fall damage. The king gets a shield around him. Minionette is awesome. He freezes buildings that he touches on the enemy's side. Uncle, who is the bad guy in the game, and you get at the very end when you beat him, he can ram buildings. And then the Taskmaster reduces the cooldown of a building every 30 seconds, up to 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds you go to a tower and you eliminate its cooldown, basically. It's very useful for nukes. Smuggler brings 1 extra tower into the battle, and starts with 25 extra gold. I didn't know that part. This guy gains 1 gold for every economy building, so he's a bank strategy. And then the knight increases the maximum health of a tower, which is very useful. But I usually stick with minion, because it's overpowered to be able to destroy land. So diamonds, you have to break them out of the ground, but they're double as powerful as gold is. So basically, in multiplayer games, it's almost always a mad scramble to get to the center first, because diamonds are always in the center, and you want them diamonds real bad. Diamonds are your lifeblood. Yes, I know, I can't get there yet. This game can be obnoxious sometimes, the tutorials. Alright. So I think after this mission, because I'm not doing a campaign playthrough because that would take forever and it's not very entertaining. Maybe I'll do some missions, and I will do some boss battles because I love the boss battles. Oh, he's using his tower. Alright, well there was his explanation of how to suck dick. I'm hearing some music. Like some guitar stuff or something. I'd never heard that before. Probably because I never played this game with headphones. The sound quality, by the way, of this game when you don't have your headphones in is great. And also, if you didn't notice, the more hubbub that's going on in the game, the more intense the music will get. So if you're not doing anything, the music's gonna be pretty lame like it is now. Just sort of like a beat. But once people start firing everywhere, music's gonna start ramping up in pace. Sort of like if you think about like Pokemon, how whenever your Pokemon's hip gets low, it does the also known as the most annoying feature of the game. And this game does have achievements on Steam, one of which is Flank the Shields, where you shoot a shield without hitting the barrier around it. And there are many, many tiers. Like, I've gotten Flank the Shields like 20 times. Oh yeah! Now you can see in the music, there's like more instruments now, because he's got more stuff and I've got more stuff. And the fight is getting intense. Let's flank the shields. Boom. Dang. Noise. Alright. Now we'll do a boss. Let's see, where's the... My favorite one is Mightier Foe. But I think I'll do Nightmare Mode instead. The Nightmare Mode version is hectic. You need the princess for this, or you will not survive. And you can see, like, where's the enemy castle? See, if I hit show map, there's no other enemy castle, it's just me. Also, these are all the towers. Just thought I'd mention that. I always go for the fortified mine, which just has extra health. Then I have my accelerators. You'll want shields for this fight. Missile towers are good. And we'll go lasers. These are very early game towers, by the way. Oh, why do I have to hit start to play? That's bizarre. And there he is! Bam, he's a ship. You can see he instantly goes for the attack strategy. Doesn't even give you a chance. This is the second boss in the game. The first one is the same, except you'll find out what happens. So, his towers. This is a repair tower here. He can heal the other towers with it, which is preferred over shields in multiplayer. This is an ice tower. If he hits a tower or the ground near a tower, it freezes the tower, which disables its abilities for a few seconds. Alright, I need my missile tower. Come on. Missile tower. Put the missile tower up here, and you can see the accelerators are reaching towards it. Also, you can't aim backwards. It is strategy. You'll want to have all of the mines for this fight, because if you don't, you will regret things. Also, I never do the boss in Nightmare Mode. The final boss in Hard Nightmare Mode is ridiculously impossible. I'm not even joking. Also, I'd just like to talk about this game a little bit. When it was first announced, I think it was at some sort of video game convention. It didn't look anything like this. There was no campaign mode, and all of the terrain was black, like this guy's boat. but then they started adding detail, and they added more towers. When the game first came out, the territory expansion and the speed at which the towers fired was much different. So instead of, second stage, transformation mode, he ditches his buildings and flies away. Also, lasers bounce off shields. And the more they bounce off the shields, the more damage they deal, which is pretty boss. What was I talking about anyways? Basically, when you fired this tower, instead of being the normal speed, it would be like the slowest upward crawl you'd ever see. It would take like 10 seconds for this shot to happen. And I'm so glad that they sped it up, because it looks so much better now. Damage! Yeah, maybe I can drop his castle, huh? Would that be entertaining? Oh, did damage, but I didn't drop it all the way. There we go. Victory! Also the dead fish. I love that. And I still didn't even get the third medal. That's how difficult that is. Alright. So, I think I might end the first episode here. Thank y'all for watching. Next time I play this game, I'll just be doing some AI battles, because I'm not good against real people. Oh, that was weird. Until then, I'll see you next time.